Look, losing a job can feel like the ground just fell out from under you. It's totally overwhelming. But what if? What if it's actually the start of something incredible? In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can turn this whole situation around, not just to replace your old salary, but to blow right past it. And that really is the big question, isn't it? We're going to flip the script here. Instead of thinking of this as a crisis, let's reframe it. This is a rare chance to hit the reset button, to actually build something that's truly yours, on your own terms. I love this quote because it just nails the mindset we're talking about. See, this isn't just about scrambling to find another job. Nope. This is about regaining control. It's about building an income that you own, one that isn't at the mercy of some boss or company. Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, it's not about throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping some random side hustle sticks. No, there's a real formula for this, a framework that helps you pinpoint the opportunities that are actually going to pay you what you're worth. And here it is. It's a simple three-part formula. First, it has to use the skills you already have. You've spent years building them, right? Second, it needs to solve a real painful problem for somebody. And third, this is the big one, it has to be something you can charge a premium for. Keep these three things in your head because we're going to see them pop up again and again. All right, let's jump into our first category. This is all about the fastest way to start making money again, literally selling what you already know. We're talking about taking all those years of experience you've got and turning it directly into income, right now. Strategy number one, consulting. You've probably heard of it, and there's a reason it's such a go-to. Think about it. Businesses always need expert help, but they hate the cost and commitment of hiring a full-time person. That's where you come in. You can be the specialist who swoops in, solves their big, expensive problem, and gets paid really, really well for it. It hits all 3 points of our framework perfectly. And listen, we are not talking about chump change. If your background is in any of these fields, operations, finance, HR, you name it, you could be looking at rates from $75 an hour all the way up to $250 or even more. Just do the math on that for a second. That's how fast you can replace a six-figure salary. Okay, let's look at strategy number two. This one is for anyone who's ever been a leader or a mentor, coaching or advisory services. It's a perfect fit. People will pay top dollar for an expert guide who can help them level up their career or their business, and more importantly, help them avoid those huge, costly mistakes. Once again, you're using a skill you already have to solve a really expensive problem for someone. Now, here's the cool part. Coaches usually don't bill by the hour. They sell high-value packages. And just look at these numbers. We're talking $2,000 to $10,000 per client. You literally only need a few clients to be clearing six figures, and you're probably working way fewer hours than you were at your old job. All right, strategy number three, freelancing. Now, hold on. When I say freelancing, please do not picture those websites where everyone's fighting over $5 jobs. No way. We are talking about premium freelancing. This is where you position yourself as a specialist, an expert, not just some generalist who can do a little bit of everything. This chart says it all, doesn't it? Generalists are always competing on who's the cheapest, but specialists, they compete on value. The moment you narrow your focus, say you become the go-to person for a specific type of copywriting or bookkeeping, your rates can easily triple or quadruple. That's that premium rates part of our formula coming to life right there. Okay, moving on. If you've ever had to hire people, build a team, or even just interview candidates, you are sitting on a gold mine of skills for this next one, independent recruiting. Companies are absolutely desperate to find good people, and you can get paid really well to be the person who connects them. So how does the money work? Well, recruiters get what's called a placement fee. It's a percentage of the person's first-year salary, and it can be up to 25%. Think about that. If you place one person in a job that pays $100,000 a year, you could make $25,000 from one placement. That is a huge win. All right, so everything we've talked about so far is about trading your direct expertise for money. It's fast and effective. But now, let's shift gears a little. Let's talk about building assets, things that can make you money even when you're not actively working. This is where things get really exciting. Now, when I say real estate, your mind probably jumps to flipping houses on TV. Super risky, right? But forget that. There are much smarter, lower stress ways to get into the game. We're talking about things like managing properties for other people, or consulting for Airbnb hosts, or even just being a buyer's agent. These are service businesses that tap into the real estate market without you having to risk a ton of your own cash. And the income potential here is just massive. I mean, once you have a few clients or a handful of properties you're managing, bringing in $5,000 to $15,000 a month is totally realistic. And the best part is you're not just making good money now, you're building a foothold in one of the biggest wealth-building industries on the planet. Okay, this next one might be my personal favorite just because of the sheer scalability. Think about it. Have people always come to you for advice on a certain topic in your career? Well, you can take all that knowledge, package it up into an online course or a workshop, you build it once, and you can sell it over and over and over again. That's the magic word right there, scalability. Yeah, it's work up front, I'm not gonna lie. But once that course is created and it starts selling, it can become a machine that brings in thousands, maybe even $20,000 or more every single month with almost no extra work from you. That is the incredible power of a digital asset. All right, next up is tutoring. And just like with freelancing, the secret to making big money here is to specialize. We are not talking about helping kids with their math homework. No, we're talking about high-stakes professional stuff. Things like prepping someone for a huge exam like the GMAT, or coaching an executive on their presentation skills, or teaching a really valuable piece of software. And because the outcome is so important for your clients, like it could mean a huge promotion or getting into a top school, they are willing to pay top dollar. You can easily charge 75 to 200 bucks an hour in these niches, and you can do it from your laptop, anywhere on Earth. So, our last strategy is a really interesting one. It's a bit of a curveball. Instead of building something from the ground up, what if you just bought a business that's already making money? You know, there are tons of small business owners out there who are ready to retire, and they're just looking for someone good to take over their life's work. You could be that person. You're basically buying yourself an income stream and an asset. And as the new owner, the income can be fantastic. We're often talking in the range of $80,000 to $150,000 a year. But here's the real kicker. You're not just collecting a paycheck. You're building equity. You're growing an asset that you can turn around and sell for a huge profit down the road. And you know, when you look at all of these ideas, they all circle back to one core concept. This really is the big takeaway. It's not about hustling harder or working yourself to the bone for 80 hours a week. It's about working smarter. It's about taking what makes you unique, your experience, and positioning yourself as the premium solution to someone's very expensive problem. So, I want to leave you with this thought. All those years you spent at your job, that wasn't just time. You were building an asset, a really, really valuable one, your expertise. So the only question left is, how are you going to use it? Which of these strategies are you going to use to finally cash in on what you're truly worth?